And welcome back to Brent's Anime News Corner for the week ending April 2nd, 2011. Thank you so much for joining me. Quite a bit of interesting news this week, starting off with, well, a whole bunch of stuff. Probably the big one bouncing around the news sites is the fact that TV Tokyo and Nihon Ad have terminated their deal with 4Kids over Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically, 4Kids can no longer distribute Yu-Gi-Oh! And TV Tokyo and Nihon Ad are suing 4Kids over this. Apparently, TV Tokyo and Nihon Ads are accusing 4Kids of underpayments, wrongful deductions, and unmet obligations, quote, unquote, stating that 4Kids now owns them $4.7 million in payments that were just unreported. Apparently, again, this is just what's accused, 4Kids entered into a licensing agreement with Funimation and got all, to get all this to distribute Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, and never reported that back to TV Tokyo and Nihon Ad Systems, and never reported any of that money to TV Tokyo or Nihon Ad Systems. They were getting in millions of dollars from Funimation and some other companies that are involved in that, and weren't reporting it back to the original Japanese licensors. Funimation is not named in the lawsuit. Apparently, Funimation did not know that 4Kids was doing that. So that's quite interesting to see what's going on. And again, this is just what's alleged. We don't know what else is going on, so forth and so on. So, and that's very not good until the Yu-Gi-Oh! License is now in extreme peril in America. There's no announcement on what's going to happen to the Yu-Gi-Oh! License. That's the big worry, actually, is what will happen to that license. Meanwhile, what else? Some more manga creators from Shonen Jump have come in to draw for victims of the Japan earthquake. So not only do we have the creators of Dragon Ball Z and a bunch of others, we now have the mangaka behind One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, Toriko, and several others also doing artwork and basically doing stuff in support of the earthquake. So great seeing all that stuff happen. Meanwhile, another big lawsuit story. The manga artist behind Code Geass has announced that he plans to sue a blogger who's been basically, it looks like, harassing him. Apparently this blogger has been just aggressively going after this mangaka and saying that he's just stealing all this content. It's one of those things where it's not simply, a negative review. It's like consistent slander, basically, against the mangaka. And then it's getting to the point where it's just kind of a little ridiculous. So the Code Geass mangaka said, okay, this is ridiculous. We're going to just, this has gone beyond the pale, and he's going to sue the guy. So interesting to see how that goes and what happens in that story. Again, go to ANN for more information. Meanwhile, as the spring 2011 anime season ramps up, we've got Dengeki Magazine, Dengeki Online, announced that they are the result of their poll asking its readers which anime they're looking forward to most. So this is what the Japanese otaku are looking forward to most. On the top is Aria the Scarlet Ammo, which is sort of a loli with guns anime. Then Denpa Ono Toseishon Otoko, followed by The World God Only Knows Season 2. Then Nichijo, My Ordinary Life, the new KyoAni series. Then A-Channel, Hanasaku Iroha, Blue Exorcist, C, Ano Himita Hana, and Gyakyo Burai Kaiji Hakairo Kohen. Yeah, whatever. So that's what the Japanese folks are looking forward to, at least. Let's see here. Moving over to other anime streaming news. Quite a few streaming stories this week. Netflix has added a bunch of long-running series from Viz on Netflix instant streaming. You can get the entire 167 episodes of Inuyasha, not the final act, but all of the original series, as well as all of Hikaru no Go, episodes 1 through 109 of Bleach, seasons 1 of 2 of Honey and Clover, Naruto seasons 1 and 2, and Nana season 1. So that's, a lot of episodes all dumping onto Netflix at once, as well as a number of other series that have shown up in recent weeks. They're really beefing up their anime selection, which until recently has been pretty thin, but now that's a lot of stuff, and a wide range of stuff is available now too. So good to hear Netflix is now up there. On the other side of the pond, a bunch of Funimation's streams are now essentially dropping off. The license they have to stream it online legally is expiring. So on April 8th, Fruits Basket, Hitalia, Oran High School Host Club, Sacred Blacksmith, Ghost Hunt, Taro Draga, both seasons, and Van Dread will all drop, except for the first 2 through 4th episodes. Episodes 2, 3, and 4 will stay online. The rest will disappear. And Funimation has said that they're trying to stagger these so that you can finish up what you're trying to watch. If you want to watch them, go ahead and watch them now before they leave. Now, just to be clear, streaming rights come and go. So these will probably come back and then, back and forth. So, but for a while, they'll be gone. Moving back across the pond for a bit, TV Tokyo has opened a preview site for a new anime spin-off series called Hello Mainichi Kasan. There's this very popular sort of gag anime called Kasan, Mom's Life. And they're doing a spin-off series in which the idea is to teach people English. So it's basically the anime in English in Japan as an original production, which is quite interesting. So be curious to see how that works out. An actual anime being made in English in Japan. That's pretty darn cool. You can also check out Kasan and Mom's Life on Crunchyroll. Amazon has listed some new Tokyo Pop and Seven Seas books coming out. One I wanted to point out was kind of interesting. A Zoo in Winter is a new manga coming out about a young man working at a textiles factory who wants to become an artist. And he basically moves to Tokyo and apprentices himself under a famous mangaka. So the story is sort of about being a mangaka in Japan, which is kind of interesting. There's also Sakurako Goku Rakuin, which is a manga about a paranormal investigation agency. And My Boyfriend is a Vampire, Volumes 1 and 2, about a boy bitten by a male vampire, wakes up female. Yeah, imagine that. In other news, also in manga news, 3 manga from Tokyo Pop have found themselves on the American Library Association's Young Adult Library Service Association's, it's a complicated, their list of the 2012 great graphic novels for teens. So this is, of all graphic novels, there are 3 manga out there that ended up on this list. Itsy Wincy Monster, Secret Notes of Lady Kanoko, and The Stellar Six of Ginkacho are all considered great graphic novels for teens by the Young Adult Library Service Association in America. So that's pretty cool. Good to see that there's some attention being made to manga in those worlds. Let's see here. However, manga is still a bit of an issue over in Japan right now because of the earthquake. Boys Love manga creator Ayano Yamane, who did Crimson Spell and Target and the Finder, has said that they're having problems in Japan now getting paper. The paper mills have been damaged by the disaster quite a bit, and so just paper supply is a real issue, considering how many volumes of these things need to be published. There's short supply on paper and ink, so hopefully that will all get resolved. But that is definitely impacting the manga industry right now, just getting supplies for what they need to do. Let's see here, other interesting stuff. So here's just some fun stuff. Crunchyroll has announced some of the anime that they will be simulcasting this season, including Gintama, Hanasaku Iroha, Nichijou, the KyoAni series, Oretachi Nitsubasa, and Lotte no Omocha, the one about the lowly succubus. So, yeah, we'll see how that one turns out. And there are a few others that they keep announcing more. So there's a lot of anime coming out on Crunchyroll this season. They've got I don't want to say a lock on the season, but a lot of stuff coming out on Crunchyroll, which is good. And also coming up, Leiji Matsumoto, Interstellar 5555, Galaxy Express 999, Captain Harlock, Space Battleship Yamato, awesome guy. He's announced that he's supervising the first animated adaptation of a space probe. The Hayabusa space probe is going to be adapted into an anime. I have no idea how. And basically, Leiji Matsumoto is going to supervise the creation of it? I don't get it. It will also include SMAP, the group. Be involved. I don't know. But cool. Everything that Matsumoto does is cool, so I'm all for that. I'm sure there will be lots of impossibly thin women with long blonde hair. Finally, in just a kind of interesting news, a San Francisco theater has announced they're going to show Gundam Unicorn, Gundam UC, the new Gundam series. You can see it in theaters starting actually this weekend. What's interesting is the first episode costs $8, and tickets to second and third episodes cost $10. So it's like seeing a movie. You're paying essentially movie ticket prices, as crazy it is that those are movie ticket prices, to watch those anime. And also, they're going to have episode 3 of Gundam Unicorn on sale there at the theater before it comes out for everyone else, which is quite intriguing. So apparently there's a lot of push here to get Gundam Unicorn out and shown and available. And I think this is the first time we've seen this kind of, I mean, obviously there's been anime kind of premiered in America and shown in theaters and so forth. I think this is the kind of thing, first time we've seen this kind of thing happening in America, which is typically how it happens in Japan. There are often these special movie screenings and so forth, with, you know, the anime available there in the lobby. So that's kind of cool, and hopefully that will help to push anime fandom in America a little bit. So very cool. And if you want to see that, go ahead and, you're in the San Francisco area, go ahead and pick it up. So that's the main news of the week. Hope to see you all next week. Thank you. Take care.